Their impact on the sub-region. Our assessment indicates that the pandemic began to exert serious threat on the regional integration process, as well as economic and social lives in the sub-region. Our findings show that revenue from commodity prices began to plummet drastically in the sub-region. Our appraisal reveals a high inflationary pressure due to shortages in food and pharmaceutical supplies. And our survey reveals a slowdown in investment, an increase in unbudgeted health spending. Our forecast shows a likely fall in the economic growth rate of the sub-region to as low as 1.8% if the pandemic persists beyond August 2020. Worried by this concern, the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government held an extraordinary session via a video conference on 23rd April 2020 and appointed Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari as the organization's COVID-19 response coordinator. Accordingly, the West African civil society welcomes this appointment as a notable feat in the right direction. The West African civil society congratulates His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, for this appointment and beckon on him to replicate the Nigerian approach by setting up an ECOWAS Task Force on Covid-19 that will undertake weekly briefings on the sub-regional response. We look up to His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari to use the occasion of this assignment to persuade his colleague presidents to quickly develop and implement a comprehensive regional response plan. Very unusual situation. Nobody had a template to combat this crisis before. So it took everybody unawares. Then finally, for the vision that had been developed by Mr. President, in our brief, we had commended and we had recommended that President Muhammadu Buhari, who has been tasked with this onerous responsibility to carry out the fight against the pandemic in the sub-region, should launch or should set up an ECOWAS COVID-19 response task force, as he did in the case of Nigeria. The task force will also have the responsibility of briefing the sub-region, the continent, and the global audience on some of these measures and plans developed by the government. Some of these economic recovery plans, some of these development plans, some of these measures that will combat the pandemic effectively in the sub-region. Once we have the platform, once the president sets up this ECOWAS task force on COVID-19 that engages in weekly briefing, some of these details will begin to be unveiled. Today, on the continent, in the sub-region, Nigeria and Ghana, we have over 3,000 cases. You look at countries like Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, they have over 1,000 cases. Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, Cabo Verde, Liberia, and Benin Republic, they have over 100 cases already. I think it's only the Gambia that has less than 20 cases or 30 cases thereabout. But then, this is the situation we have. We see that if there is a task force by the sub-region, as Mr. President set up a local task force here, if the sub-region can have that comprehensive response to this disaster and have a task force that will be briefing the sub-region on the subject daily, it will even enable other countries' programs to key into that central platform and task force response approach.